Hey, everybody.
Hey everybody, hey Tammy, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good, thanks.
Looks like we got Heather. Hey, Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Hi Heather.
So, Lisa, I saw your video with all of your birds and the farming on 2 acres. That was a really well done video.
Well, thank you.
hmm Yeah, I
More
shared
to
that out.
come.
Yeah, and I didn't know that about the turkeys either. That's good to know.
Yeah, by heritage breed.
hmm
I mean, don't get me wrong, you still have that issue
Yeah.
with the legs and everything, but
Uh huh.
usually the issues show up in the first 2 weeks
Uh huh.
and then they're fine.
hmm
These were the opposite. They were fine,
Uh huh.
2 weeks,
Hey, Ann
bam.
Philbeck.
Hey Ann. So kind of frustrating. They're still hanging on, but they're not going to make it. They can't
Aw.
move. Bless you.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for your blessings. I got my standing table built.
I saw it. Looks great.
Yes. Yep. Did it all by myself.
I'm proud of you.
I've got to do one more build this month. And I'm thinking, like, you know what I'd love to have? I told so here's me. Here's what I'd love to build. And they need to invent this. A portable, okay, so let me describe it. And I know there's a name for it. A portable conveyor belt. Wouldn't it
Oh,
be
yeah.
wonderful if you could just like, what if we could build a portable conveyor belt? How about that?
You can.
I don't know though, because I don't know if I can find the flat sheet of rubber and then you got to have all the spinning things.
Right.
That'd be so fun though, but I'm probably going to build something for the garden.
What about a grow bag?
I know. I have finished. Speaking of, that makes me think of sewing. And that's a skill that I've been, working on. And I have been working on those two dresses, and I showed them to you last time. So both of the bodices are all sewed up. The
Nice.
next piece I have to do is the hand sewing around the armholes, and then I'll be adding the skirt on them, and then they're done. And then I'm going to be making one for little Miss Indiglo. But I have been videoing it
Nice.
since I'm doing two of them. I can do the one step and then, get all of my little quirks out of the way and then share it and share what, questions came up for me when I was doing it.
That's cool.
We'll see how everybody likes it. Pattern review of children's clothes.
I think that'll be fun.
mm-hmm.
I have a funny story to tell you. It's really short, but you'll laugh
Ah,
because you can relate to it, I know.
mm-hmm.
Remember last week when I was had the scale and I separated the two balls of yarn?
Yes.
Well, the scale is always on my kitchen counter, and here I go to um, look for it to use it for sourdough discard crackers, and I can't find the scale.
Oh no.
And I
It's
look
under
all over,
something. That's where it is.
and I look all over, and I can't find it. And
Hey
so,
Gwen.
hey, Gwen. So Ryan got up and he goes, "Well, did you use it to weigh yarn or something?" And I'm like, "I totally forgot. I left it on my desk."
Yeah. Yep, that's what happens to me. I start doing this because I am the stacker. So I could have something on top of it. For example, my little notebook here. Where did I put that? Where is that? And I had it under this.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, this is the part I got to sew. Can you see like the little pins kind of sticking
yeah.
out? Yeah, right around it's gonna be I'm so excited for both of these
Oh, they're
dresses.
going to be so cute in them.
The girls are so excited too.
You'll have to take pictures of them. Like I know you can block their faces, but
Yeah,
you have to take pictures of the dresses on them.
I will. I'll get Katie to help get a picture of them for me.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
then you can just crop it to blow their faces. Because I don't think you show faces,
yeah, she's been not showing faces.
and I totally get that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. I will. I'll do that. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
They're excited too, so it's fun.
Aw.
Yep. And then I'll have to do Little Miss Indiglo's, but I'm going to have to do hers. I might get a picture of the two bigger ones and then do hers. Get my video up.
Yeah. I did that with
Mhm.
my wallet. I put it same place, but
Oh,
happened
that's panic mode.
by the sewing machine covered in a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and my wallet are like, it's in a, it's in a different, I put it in the same spot every day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And Philbeck, I sewed my grandkids' dresses and then did nothing. What do you mean and then did nothing? I'm a quilter. You quilted. You mean you didn't get pictures? Maybe that's what she means.
Totally get it.
That quilting is a skill that I've been wanting to develop, and I'm committing myself to at least making a quilted pot holder this year.
I saw, those barn quilts that I painted.
Mm-hmm. Love
I
those.
saw a person who is taking wood
Uh-huh.
and is cutting the pieces
Huh.
and piecing them together like a quilt block
Uh-huh.
with stained or oiled wood. And oh my gosh, they're gorgeous.
Oh, I'll bet. Oh my goodness.
And their points are all matching. Like,
Mm-hmm. That's the part that makes me nervous about sewing quilts.
yeah,
Is getting everything, all of your measurements right and accurate, and
start with squares.
right. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I have an amazing book. Hold on. Let's see. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Oh, I found a fun book, Lisa. All Through the Woods. It's quilting. I'm trying to hold it up against me
Wow.
so it doesn't blur. Don't blur, don't blur. There we go. See?
Wow.
Would that be fun?
Yeah.
So I got that, but then I picked this up at a yard sale, and it's just a
Good luck, Suburban Hillbilly.
but do you see all of them?
Oh, wow.
101 patchwork pot holders.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
See? So, I mean, what a fun way to use your scraps from sewing, right?
Yes,
But then I'm also thinking, what a fun way to like intro me into quilt making. Hey, Rebecca,
absolutely.
Suburban Hillbilly, good to see you. Oh, she's been quilting for 25 years.
Yeah, Anne
Mm.
wants to see the pictures, so I'm trying to get it together.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking. So this year, I'm making it a have to. This is like something I have to do. I've got to make a pot holder.
Here, Anne, I'm going to show you a picture. Let me take the blur off.
Oh, so pretty. Wait, that's wood?
Yeah,
Those are gorgeous, Lisa.
that's
Oh
not even a good picture. Hang on, let me see if I can get the other
my
one.
gosh. How fun would it be to have a wall made of those? Wouldn't that
I
be
know it.
amazing?
I'm looking. It's on a Facebook group, so I'm trying to find the picture.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's such a pain. I
You
know
like
it wasn't that long
she's
ago.
when you like bigger scraps? What does that mean? Like what for? Use Insulbright in pot holders and never put in microwave.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca, and thanks for coming. Hope you're having a wonderful, blessed day and feeling well, or at least better, right?
Yeah. So,
Fun
well,
to swap a square. It would be, Heather. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, what if you could have a wall like that?
I know.
Maybe with like alternating with solid pieces, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking for the other one, which I'll keep
Heather
doing.
said it'd be fun to swap a square so you'd make several and send out, getting ones in return to add to your quilt from all your friends. That would be so cool. We got to get everybody quilting. Like, we got to get me. I got to get.
I'm not quilting. I've got enough hobbies. I
My
love
goal
you
this
guys,
year,
but
make at least one pot holder.
I love you guys, but man,
At
I
least
don't
one
think I
of
have the
each.
patience for quilting.
And I think I'm going to start with, like, I don't know, I might just start with number one. Won't that be fun? 101. Isn't that cool?
Wow. You
Mm-hmm.
are
And
a
it has
brave woman.
all, like, the measurements of all of them in here. It's probably, I'm sure you can find this book online or something. But look, there's more. But it's not just pictures. There's, like, the patterns and stuff.
Wow.
And then back at the back, it uses some of the same measurements. Where are they? Where you cut them out is in here somewhere. Yeah. So fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I have some of my grandma's quilts. So I think that's really, as a matter of fact, I have some quilts from when I was a little girl that I'm gifting to my granddaughters. And that's really cool.
Yeah,
That
that
were
is
on
cool.
my bed. They were on my daughter's bed. Now they're going to be on the grandbaby's beds.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Anne said first quilting was her first, then gardening came in, and so on and so on. Yep, that's how that works.
Yeah. I've decided I needed to cut my hobbies because I've got enough right now.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, they're seasonal, right? You can only do so many things at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got about 2 inches left on my socks before I start the cuff,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like already ready to move on to the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Gwen's on to the block thing. So if you had a group of 16 women, each one made 16 blocks, then they all exchanged blocks so that everyone had one from each. Then they all helped quilt each other's quilts.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
man.
saying friendship quilts.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that
see.
is fun. I agree.
That is fun. Yeah. You could do that with, oh gosh, you could do that with crochet squares.
You could do that with anything.
You could. That would be fun.
You could do that with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Heather says, "Yay!"
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
I am going to after this. I'm going down to Hot Springs to Harvey's Homestead store, and I'm
Oh.
because she was kind enough to somebody on Instagram that I'm friends with offered to give me a fleece
Uh-huh.
from a sheep,
Oh, yeah.
and I could work with it. And so he came through the first time and they forgot it. The second time he came through, I was busy and I couldn't get down there. And they were going to Harvey's, and so they dropped it off there for me.
Oh my goodness,
So
how
I'm going to get it
exciting,
today.
Lisa. Oh, how fun.
It'll be
Oh,
a
and then,
while before I do anything with it, but
yeah. Is that because of time or because you have to let it set or something?
just because of time,
Oh, okay.
I
I
have to
get
do
you.
some reading, and
Mm-hmm.
because the biggest thing is you don't want to felt it
Mm-hmm.
by mistake.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and I have to get, the carding material, but the biggest thing is like skirting it and then washing it and drying it.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to video that?
I may.
You should.
I should.
You really should. Because I have a friend who has sheep.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. Linda at another time.
Ooh.
She just had 5 sheep babies, too.
Oh, they're so
I
cute.
know.
They're
But I
so
would
cute.
love to learn how to do that. So I hope you video it. See,
My
you're doing the deep dive and all this stuff into this stuff that I like. And I'm just sitting back going, okay, I'm be putting this on my to-do list. And I've got someone who can be my mentor.
ah, nice. My my friend's lambs are, let's see, so we are
Ooh,
June.
you see,
So
Gwen?
she's got lambs that are a month and a half old, and oh my gosh,
Are
that
they
is the
cute?
cutest
Oh,
age
so
ever.
cute. I know it. And there's so many cute videos about baby lambs.
Oh,
Hmm. Gwen said she's giggling because I'm in the dark and almost haunted with him.
You just need to put the flashlight up underneath your jeez.
That's too funny. Yeah, that's awesome, Lisa. What a great skill to have too.
Yep, so I'm looking forward to it.
Mhm.
Plus, I'm gonna go to the greenhouse and get some starts to fill in some holes because some of my I didn't harden off my seedlings well. I pretty much said Godspeed to them
Yes.
because,
Sink or swim of sorts.
well, yeah, I said survival of the fittest, guys, suck it
Yeah.
up. Because I started putting them out and they were doing well. And then we got cold and I had to keep them in for 2 days. So I had to start over again.
Uh-huh.
And I just said, good luck,
Mhm.
and left them out and just brought them in daily.
Mhm.
And then I finally left them out at night and whatever. So
Mhm.
anyway, I'm going to go get some to fill in the holes from a place that we like while we're
Mhm.
down there.
Awesome. I got all of my plants up potted except for my nardello peppers and some cayenne long slim peppers that are from the Jennifer Ocean Growing Groceries collaboration.
Oh, nice.
Just because they're doing fine. They're fine in the little pots they're in, and I think that they're going to be okay. They're in a larger starter pot than the other ones were. And I discovered that my other ones, I was using a new, I don't know if anybody's seen them, but they're like 4x4s. Hey Carol, thanks
Hey,
for
Carol.
coming. They're like 4x4s. They've got silicone bottoms, and I will say they're super easy to pop out the babies, but I did not realize I was drowning all of my starts. I didn't realize because here's some water. Go on my way. I was kind of hurrying, not paying attention. And I don't know. We'll see how they recover. I did transplant all of them. The ones that didn't look so well, I put in a larger pot together, just kind of thinking, okay, not everybody's going to get this pot because some are going to probably kick it. But I've got everything transplanted. So we shall see. I do feel like I'm really behind because my starts are so small.
Do they
We
look better though?
Yeah, I think they're looking better
Okay.
transplanted. I do think they're looking better, but I might still get some starts. I might go ahead and buy some starts just to have some plants that are further along in my garden bed. You
And there's
know.
nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm with you. That's what to me, that's what it's for. You start your plants from seed, you grow, we'll see what survives, but we're not necessarily in a shift situation yet. So you learn from everything you do every year. And if it doesn't work out, you go and you buy some starts.
and then the reality of it is starts are expensive, right? So are seeds.
Yeah.
So sometimes, I look at the fact of the fertilizer, the dirt, the letting them grow. I mean,
Hmm.
by the time you get all that stuff,
Hmm.
just get the starts.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you want the fancy plants, right? The fancy plants.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some, like I planted, we have all the greenhouses planted, the IBC toe planted, the front
Hmm.
garden and the house garden planted. We're
Uh-huh.
holding off on the overflow, which should have went in first
Hmm.
because we have a pergola that a friend of ours had and on their deck, and it was beautiful.
Oh,
And it
do you
got
want it
whipped
to
up
be?
onto the roof
Oh no.
during a wind and got broken and damaged and bent.
Oh no.
We have it.
Oh, awesome. I was gonna say, are you getting this
And
pergola?
we're covering it and using it as a frame to support hail netting.
Oh, there you go.
So
Great
it's
idea.
Ryan's kind of sick right now, so we're just trying to take our
Uh-oh.
time, but it's up in the garden and now we have to just
Hmm.
strengthen it up and secure it.
Yeah. I hope he's on the mend.
Yeah, yeah, just a cold, really
Oh, good.
annoying.
Okay.
Annoying, that's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like no time
See
for
that
it.
until I got Vega beds. They are awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to have those. I will say my beds that were well, they're raised beds, but they're only raised like maybe 6 inches. It's not like a real deep. They
Yeah.
were here when I got here. And I will say, trying to get those beds to be healthy
Hey,
the
Troy.
soil wise.
Yep,
And remember, I like replaced the soil and did all of this.
you did.
It has been something else. And hey, Troy Sutton, and I can see that like when I go out there and I'm digging deep, I'm like, there's that mud. Like it doesn't even look like any kind of healthy soil. It looks like straight up mud. Like
Right.
just, very, I don't know, very much like top dirt that you would see.
Consider this.
Hmm.
You've got raised beds in the fall when it's cooler and growing is
Uh-huh.
done for you.
Uh-huh.
Dig them out.
Mm-hmm.
Dig them out and amend the soil or add some hugelkultur stuff. I know that
Okay.
they're not deep, but
Yeah. I've
you could
thought
add
about making
leaves.
them deeper too,
What's that?
I've thought about making them deeper, like putting something on top of
You
them.
could, but do
Mhm.
that in the fall so you're not.
I've also thought about in the fall getting my chickens in there
Yes.
because maybe there is an underlying, pest kind of problem.
Yep. Hey, big family expedition.
Hey, big family expedition. Thanks for commenting.
That's the thing. Like, take the dirt out and mix it with
Mhm.
compost, mix it with
Yeah.
chicken bedding,
Hmm.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the time to get it all done. So you're not like we do it in the spring, but we're not doing it to the extent you are.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I added compost, we added chicken manure and all that kind of stuff. But it just
Mhm.
makes your life so much easier when you do that stuff in
Yeah.
the fall.
When you have beautiful soil already ready for you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because then they're sitting there
Gotta
and you
clean
don't have
out
to worry.
under and layer the other stuff on top. Yeah. Yeah. And it started out, I was digging deep because I ran out of my soil for uppotting everything. Well, because I had bought plenty, but then I give some to my daughter. so, so then I'd given it to her and I ran out and I'm like, what am I talking about? I'd already added some to the beds and everything. I'm like, I'm just going to go dig some out of the beds because I haven't put my tomatoes in there yet. So when I was digging it out of there, I noticed as I dug deep, like up underneath of there, it was just awful, which is probably limiting the growth of the plants in some regard, right?
Right. And the other thing is like what Heather was saying, like you have access to goat manure,
Uh huh. I do.
so get that in there, get that in there and let it sit and do its thing, man.
Yeah. Let me see. I didn't see her comment on that. That's a good idea, though. And get some forest soil too. I was going to say I do got some nice moldy leaves, although I am not removing the leaves from my lemon balm patch this year.
No.
Not until fall, I might do a little bit of a clean out
Yep.
because I did that last year and inhibited the growth of part of my lemon balm bed. So I just today went out this morning and because we have some storms coming in and I wanted to harvest my lemon balm that I'm seeing before the storms because I'm worried they're going to bolt, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I'd love for them to bolt, and reseed themselves. But I did notice when I was out there, I can see some new lemon balm filling in, but the area that I really pulled the leaves out of, it didn't like it. They like those leaves.
Hey,
A
Rhonda.
little bit of everything homestead. Rhonda,
And like
I think I just emailed you. That or I emailed another Rhonda. I thought
uh,
that Rhonda was going to be in our building skills collaboration. And I did have her down for, did I write it down on this list or is it in the computer? Might be. Oh, I have you, Rhonda, I have you on the 15th of June
yes, biochar.
in the list. Yeah, biochar. Yeah, I did. Actually, I added some of that last year.
Nice.
Yeah, go check. I think it was you that emailed me. I think. That or there's another Rhonda. So my
Tammy
email's like,
sounds
well, I think
100% sure it was you, Rhonda.
yeah, I'm like, oh no, who the heck did I email then if it's not wrong? Because I meant to email you, and then, but you never know.
Harvey's Homestead has biochar, and she's been doing this thing where she shares it on Instagram. She's done grow bags with biochar and without, and the
Uh huh.
moisture that they hold
Uh huh.
is
Oh,
is visible.
wow.
So for me, that's huge. It's just the cost, if you
Uh-huh.
will,
Yeah.
unless I do my own. So
Yeah.
I may try to do my own,
Mhm.
but I have to
I
wait until winter to burn anything.
Yeah. I pulled some out of our fire pit from, like, the bottom under layer of the fire
Yep.
pit where you can actually find, like, really good coals. So I did that, and then you're supposed to soak it before you add it into your garden bed, and
Oh,
I did that last year,
nice.
and I can't say that last year I noticed a difference. Hey, Nancy, thanks for coming.
Hey, Nancy.
I can't say that I noticed much of a difference, and I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But you know what? Did you see P&J's Homestead's recent video?
No.
I know you've seen their other videos of how beautiful all of their plants are.
Yep.
She uses kelp meal.
Oh, yeah. I bet.
I'm getting it.
Oh, sure.
I'm getting that. I
I
got the
swear kelp
bone.
is like magical for everything.
Yeah. I've never tried. I got the bone meal. I got the blood meal. I'm gonna go ahead and get that kelp meal too.
We used to use we used to use kelp with Yogi, our dog,
Uh-huh.
and it was very beneficial for his issues.
Aw.
And we're talking night and day.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So I want to do biochar, but we if we do it ourselves,
Pond water.
we are in the Black Hills Fire District, so we're not allowed to burn right now.
Oh.
So we'll have to wait until we have like 6 inches of snow
Mm-hmm.
or more.
Are you going to do the whole burn something in a container thing?
I would we have two huge burn piles that need to go,
Mm-hmm.
and I would take what is left.
Okay.
I have to look more into it. I'm just saying, like
Yeah,
burning
because I've
your
seen, like, I just use the under. I want to call it the understory of our fire pit
I
because
totally get it.
our fire pit's ginormous. It's probably like, I don't know, 6 foot in di 6 foot radius ish, maybe
Yep.
maybe 4 foot radius, and then you've got your diameter of like 8 feet, like, you know. And obviously there's, like, ashes on top, but if you go dig deep under there, I can find the real. But I have heard that some people say, yeah, that's not biochar, that's just charcoal. And they say that the real biochar is you put it in a can or something and then you let it burn in there, which I really don't get that process.
I'm
So
at the point where I just want to buy the bags and add it,
yeah, it's.
but I just don't. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, and just ordered organic kelp fertilizer.
Ding, ding,
Yes, it's
ding.
supposed to be amazing. I want to order it too. 4 pounds lasted her 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a great. I shared out that video.
It lasted her. I'll have to look.
hmm
She used the Coast of Maine organic.
I didn't catch that part. I don't know, Lisa. I could
Mm.
say, sure, yeah, that's it, but I'd totally be lying.
No, I'm gonna look today while I'm down there. I
Yeah, and
know.
all her stuff always looks so gorgeous. Of course, she lives, you know, somewhere green. I live somewhere green though, and my stuff doesn't look that good.
Oh,
Big
cool.
family
Thanks.
said yes, I believe so.
I yeah.
But all these things, there's always a trick to, like, what are we going to combat this year?
I'd rather use the kelp meal than the banana skin stuff.
hmm Really?
Yeah, that stuff reeks.
Huh. I just make my own banana peels and dehydrate them, run them through my coffee grinder, and then I just sprinkle them on top.
Ooh,
hmm
nice.
And I've never gotten, like, an ant problem from doing that
That makes sense.
or anything.
Yeah, I
Also,
think that makes sense.
yeah, I mean, my newest beds are the best beds in regards to, like, how they seem to be growing, the soil and everything. We'll see. I want to put the chickens in there this fall. See
Or
if that.
take their bedding from their
Well, I want them to eat up. I'm worried about, Like, are there pests in there? Because sometimes when I dig, I do see some things. I thought I just saw some termites in there, for example. In their old
Huh.
wood beds. So I'm pretty sure they were baby termites too.
I don't eat enough bananas. I'm not a fan, Heather.
Hmm.
I really should eat more of them, but I just, as I've gotten older, I don't like the texture
Huh.
to eat them, like a banana.
Yeah.
I'll eat them in a something, but
Hmm.
I've gotten finicky as I've gotten older. Yeah, banana bread's okay. It's not a favorite, but I'll eat it.
Do you see this huge bottle? I
Wow.
know it's plastic. Try not to. But here's the thing, it is getting me to drinking water because, oh, here it is. Now you
It
can see
says
it.
drink up, woman.
Yeah, it does. It does. It says it has little comments, but it has a time for how much I'm supposed to be drinking.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that cool?
I need
It's
that.
working.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm 8 days in on my trying to be healthy.
Good.
Haven't lost a pound.
Healthy doesn't mean you're going to lose weight.
Yeah, it doesn't. At least not at first, right?
Right.
But drinking water is an important part of it, that's for sure.
Gwen says I just load my beds with goat barn, clean out, and
Oh,
composted chicken manure along with what doesn't fit of the goat manure gets composted.
huh. Like
I
in
mean,
the,
you
I
have goat
presume in the
manure.
fall. Yeah, I need to get some of the goat manure.
What are you doing?
Why would I use that right now or wait till the fall?
Goat manure is you don't have to wait. Chicken manure you have to wait. Goat manure you don't. You use it right away. It won't burn your plants.
All right. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. Get a
Rhonda
shovel.
says as I'm sitting here eating a chocolate chip muffin, I'm thinking to myself, I should get one of those water bottles, Tammy.
Yes.
As
I'm
I
up
have
here
my third cup of coffee for today.
and I got my standing desk, see? So I can not have to sit all day.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I want to get up and I feel like I can't. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I
Gwen
can
said
stand
anytime I
here.
clean out, if there is a bed that needs topped off, I put it in.
Hmm.
So see what we do because
That saves money too. I need to do that.
I have chicken manure. I don't have,
Oh, and that has to sit.
and it has to sit right because it's a hot manure.
Yeah.
So what I do is we have one huge pile in the back of the house we've had since 2020.
Uh huh.
Every time there's a spring clean out, every time we clean out the coop,
Uh huh.
we put it down there in the back and we turn it over every once in a while. Now there's compost back there,
Mm hmm.
huge pile of compost.
Mm hmm.
But one of the things that we do is because the runs, I'm sorry, not the runs, the roosts are concentrated with manure.
Uh huh.
We scoop up under the roosts and add them to our compost bins or
Mm
add
hmm.
them to the garden ahead of time.
Mm hmm.
The other thing we do is we go in the chicken run and till up the chicken run because it gets
Mm
caked.
hmm.
We till up the chicken run and scoop out about 3 inches,
Mm hmm.
and that's all manure. And we throw that in the garden too
Mm hmm.
at different points in
Hey,
time
Dale.
before we're ready to garden. So they've got months,
Yeah.
usually about 3 months.
I'm loving that idea.
Hey,
Yeah.
Andale.
I'm going to do that this fall because I love the idea of spring rolling around and having things kind of in place.
Right,
Thank
right.
you, Anne.
Yeah, I mean it's totally easier to do that. Like usually we do it early spring, like March, because we're months away from planting
Uh huh.
because you get those warm days. But this year we didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
But like every year we add peat moss, and I know people are not a fan, but we add it because it helps retain moisture.
Mm-hmm.
We add
Lisa.
ashes all winter long. We add chicken manure and bedding
Uh huh.
because the bedding helps to retain water.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I need to
this
do
year we added a lot
that.
of compost too and horse manure because we got aged horse manure.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, how come people are not fans of peat moss?
Because of the way it's harvested, it has to I don't want to get into that whole debate.
Oh, okay. I
But
got
it's a
you.
whole
Hmm.
they prefer something like cocoa core.
Okay. Gotcha. Leaves, all true natural elements, layered every fall.
People think that peat moss is harmful to the environment and all of that.
I see.
And so
Okay.
there's a controversy.
Yep. I do the eggshells.
I do that too.
I crush them and throw them in there when I throw in my banana peels.
We don't have leaves, we have pine needles, and we're convinced they never break down ever.
I hear ya. I hear you on that. I know the pine needle world, but they can sure to heck catch on fire real quick on you.
No kidding.
That's like the best tinder ever.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish I could have like the fire department come here and I could burn the whole property and start over. Have you ever seen
They
what
should
it looks
hire
like?
that out as a service because,
But have you ever seen when they do a controlled burn, what it
yes,
looks
I
like?
have. Yeah. Yeah.
I seriously want
Hmm.
the problem
Yeah.
I
They
have
would
is
do it along the roads in Arizona.
yeah, the problem is like if you do it and something gets out of control, you're responsible.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to do it because man, that stuff comes back gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yes, they do, Anne.
Mm-hmm.
And fun fact, the ponderosa pine are somewhat fire retardant in the
Huh.
bark
Really?
because what happens here is when we have a forest fire, all of the needles all go up in the branches up at the top, but you often see trees that are blackened. Depending on how hot the fire
True.
got, it has to get really, really hot in order for the tree to actually
True.
burn down.
No kidding. I
That's why
never
you see
thought about
charred
that.
trees standing up.
You do. Yep, you sure do. I mean, and
Heather,
you'll see them when they do controlled burns too.
Heather, we have a wood chipper that we bought when we cut all those trees last year. And here's the funny thing: we put all the pine needles through the wood chipper, thinking, like when you put a regular branch through the wood chipper,
Yeah.
the needles came out the other end.
I knew that's what you're going to say. Oh, man. Well, that was disappointing.
Yeah, it was like we saw needles, 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 and then we'd get a branch like this big,
Yeah.
and we'd see wood chips,
Uh
needles, 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 wood chips.
huh.
And here we were thinking we were going to have wood chips for the garden.
Yeah.
Epic fail.
No wonder you can't buy powdered pine needles at the store. If you think about
Unbelievable. That's what our burn pile is down in the back.
it.
Pine branches that we got tired of chipping,
Hmm.
trees that went down before. Like we've had a burn pile for 2 years. We can't
Yeah.
burn it because we didn't have enough snow.
Yeah.
Because here you have to have a certain amount of snow where by
Mhm.
law,
Yeah.
um, and all of that. And we're just like,
Hmm.
we have this huge thing of pine needles and pine boughs and
Lisa,
branches and
northern Arizona, where we moved from, we have,
yep,
friends that are still there, and everybody's very nervous.
yeah,
We, they did not, I was going to say we didn't get, but they did not get enough snow
hmm,
over this last winter, nor the prior winter. There are insurance companies canceling fire insurance now, right and left.
scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're like, oh no, like what's, when insurance companies start canceling, that's what
Not good.
happened in California, right?
Yep,
It's like they know something.
it's scary.
It's very scary,
Yep,
very scary. So hopefully with some of these storms, maybe they'll get some and not just the heat. We shall
yeah,
see. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Our fire, we don't have a separate fire insurance policy. I went down and clarified all that. It's included with our regular one.
Oh, Heather in Oregon. Heather,
Oh,
Are you up in higher elevation there? I know she's got pines and stuff.
They've had hot weather in Oregon. I don't know about where she is, but
Hmm. Thank you, Gwen.
hi, Gwen. Talk to you later.
Thank you so much. She's so awesome.
She is.
Yeah. Well, we have one square bed out here that is my pepper bed, and none of the peppers, of course, are going in the pepper bed yet because they're slow growing anyways,
Right.
regardless of what I've done. But it's my last bed I need to fix up. I'm doing it. I'm gonna get, and you know what? My husband's gonna be thrilled because I'm just seeing. I've spent $80 on soil this year so far. That was getting it on sale, and I'm probably, under a little bit because I'm not counting tax or something. But I've bought 8 bags
Hey, Barb.
twice, and they were about $5 a bag for a
Yeah.
large bag. So there you go. There's the $80. And if I could start just going to the goat pen and loading up a wheelbarrow,
Bye,
that's
Tammy.
about, almost equivalent.
Sorry,
Thank
I didn't
you,
mean to say
Rhonda.
Tammy. Bye, Rhonda.
Okay. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia. We weren't going to buy any. We were going to use our compost, but we decided to leave it. We ended up using because we got the load of horse manure. That's what changed everything.
Uh-huh.
So we filled up everything with horse manure and tilled it in. The
Uh-huh.
raised beds we filled horse manure, and then we bought 4 bags of sheep manure
Mm-hmm.
because they're actually cheap to use and we find stuff grows in it well.
Mm-hmm.
Then we bought 8 bags of compost to top off the raised beds. And so we figured we're going to do that.
Uh-huh.
Next year, if they settle again,
Uh-huh.
we're going to add our compost on top.
There you go.
We just did a little change. We weren't going to do
Yeah.
it, but quite honestly, it was one of those days where we had so much rain in the back. And it sounds crazy, but the side by side and the tractor tear up the grass in the back when it's wet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
we had that wet rain that we actually got.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't going to tear it up.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes
And we
sense.
wanted to get stuff done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey,
So,
Lisa.
mhm,
So since we're like halfway through the year,
mhm.
is there any skills that you mentioned earlier that you got to quit with the hobbies because you already have too many, which makes me think there's other things you're thinking about doing when you're like, no, I can't. But for the duration of the year, so include in that. Hey, Barb, thank you for coming. So if you think of the duration of the year, we've got summer harvest time ahead of all of us, right? Summer, fall
Mhm.
harvests, and then winter. Is there anything on your skill list that was on like your list of things you wanted to do that you haven't done yet?
No. I've learned a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot.
Okay, anything you want to do more of?
I want to do more of things that I've done. Like I have we're growing squash this year, like winter squash, like
Uh-huh.
acorn and butternut.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping to get peppers.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a little different, but I've preserved them before. So
Mm-hmm.
um no, I want to make more time for
You got the sheep
um
coming, the sheep's wool. So you're going to be doing
yeah,
that
that I'll do.
all by yourself.
That I'll do.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. I'm one of those people where it's like I'm trying to think because I posted this thing. Let me look real quick
Okay.
because it really, to me, this summed me up. It was like all the things that I had learned in the short amount of time this year.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I made mozzarella, I made ricotta,
And said more time for Lisa.
always, I always make time for me.
Mm-hmm.
I made bagels. Like I just take it on.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make more socks.
Mm-hmm.
I have to finish the first ones I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a skill,
Mhm.
not abandoning them and going to the next bear.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I think that's we may can some stuff. I'm just not a fan
I
of
need to do more canning.
canned meat and veggies. I'm just not a fan of it.
Mhm. That's
Um,
the one thing I haven't canned yet. Well, no,
meat,
there's a lot of things I haven't canned yet. So maybe I didn't say that right, but that was one thing I wanted to learn to can was the meat, and I didn't do that yet.
well, get chicken on sale and it's easy enough to do.
Mhm. I need to. I need to do I think the next time I can, I'm gonna do canning meat.
Or beans. You've done beans, right?
Oh yeah, I did beans. Yep.
Yep. That's one thing I need to do is I need to can some black beans in my pantry that are dried, but I don't know which way they're going to last longer, dried, vacuum sealed,
Mhm.
or canned.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anne said that's like starting quilts and then starting another.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Anne.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
I freeze dried meats and I like it,
Mhm.
especially like ground beef and stuff. We
Mhm.
just did our freezer clean out,
Mhm.
which
Oh, I
usually
got
it's
somebody at my door. Hang on one second. I'll be right
okay.
back.
We just did our freezer clean out, and for us that's like when they start to get empty before, as we're raising everything now, what we try to do is go from freezer to freezer and we do freezer swaps. And so we'll move everything into one of the large freezers while we defrost one and sanitize it. Then we move stuff all the way back, defrost and sanitize, and then split it up again because we have it split so we know what to use and stuff first. But we still have veggies from last year's garden in the freezer, which is awesome. We've been eating those regularly. Um, right now, we're just hoping for no frost till from now until October would be great.
My neighbor
Crisis
was bringing
averted.
me some deviled eggs.
Oh,
She
nice.
makes really good deviled eggs. That was nice. I've got nice neighbors.
Love it.
Mhm.
Love it. Yeah,
We
freeze
got
drying meats is a good idea.
yeah, I love the freeze dryer. One of these days, I'm gonna have to get one.
How do you store freeze dried meats? With an oxygen absorber and mylar bags. Some people will put them in jars, but it depends on how long you want them for. If you want them to last the full life expectancy of a freeze dried item, definitely mylar bags. And make sure you portion them out to what you will cook in one meal. But you store it just like anything else you do. You make sure it's completely dry and get it in your bag, seal it up with an oxygen absorber, and you're good to go. I've done meatballs. I've done ground beef. I've done
Meatballs are
chicken.
cool.
So it's not something I do often, quite honestly. We use the freezer, I'll admit.
Mhm.
It's just easier.
Mhm.
Um, so I know a lot of people don't agree with that because they're like, when the world comes to an end, you're not going to have gas. I know that, and I'll have to start moving my butt doing something.
Yeah, but do you feel like with your freeze dryer, you feel like you're getting your money's worth? You feel like it's because that's the thing. When you go to buy freeze dried food to have those long term things, one of the things that I'm not crazy about is them coming in the cans. Thrive Life,
Yep.
I love Thrive Life products, but they are pricey.
Yep.
And then, you've got those cans and the
10
cans,
pounds.
yeah, and they take up a lot of space. And then when you open them, they say, well, that inhibits the storage life, right? So even though you're opening them and putting them in another package, you are inhibiting the storage life. It's no longer going to last for 25 years. That's kind of frustrating. But if you freeze dry it yourself, is
Yep.
that the expectation? It's still the
Yeah.
expectation, right? You just
Yep.
freeze dry it first time. It's going in a bag first time, right?
What we do is, like, for example, the other day, the Shriners were in town
Mm-hmm.
and they had I'm not growing onions this year.
Mhm.
We use diced onions a lot.
Mhm.
I don't buy frozen diced onions. I don't. I buy a fresh onion, I dice it.
Mhm.
Um, but what we've been in the habit of doing is whether we grow them or not, we freeze dry them because we always have onions on hand. And so the Shriners were in town the other day and they had Vidalia onions, which tend to digest better for us.
Mhm. Huh.
40 pounds we bought.
Mhm.
So we have 40 pounds of onions.
Wow.
I would say 30 of them are freeze dried
Mhm.
in the pantry, and the other 10 are in the freezer, diced and vacuum sealed.
Nice.
Because sometimes you do want, like, sometimes you want a frozen one versus a diced one. I
Yep.
mean, versus a freeze dried.
Yeah. Mhm.
But we love them.
Ann said, I just freeze dried my snap peas
Yep.
and they're so yummy. How bad I'm growing those.
So good.
Hopefully, I'll get a good harvest of them.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, and it works out great because you need an onion.
Mm-hmm.
You take out what you think is the equivalent of an onion, you put it in your
Mm-hmm.
recipe, you vac seal it back up,
Mm-hmm.
and we're good to go.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. We got 3 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions? How's everybody else doing on their skills for this year? Their goals
Mine
for
was fast.
skills. Maybe if you share like the one thing that you're focusing on the most, I'd be interested to hear that. Thank you, big family. Right now it's sewing. I'm trying to sew and do at least one step a day because I don't have time to just, sew. When I get off of work, it goes kind of quick. I crochet and I'm working on another cardigan for the grandbabies. After this one, it's all the girls are done. Then I'm going to have to do little dudes.
Little
But in the
dudes.
near future, I'm thinking about doing more canning. And man, I've been missing soap making. I'm wanting to soap make again.
Are you going to make a vest for little dude?
Well, I need to do a cardigan for him, and I'm going to do a gray and black one.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my plan for him. But after I make all the girls' dresses, I don't know. I was thinking I need to sew something for him. Are you suggesting a vest? That would be cute.
It would be adorable and
It would
easy.
be adorable, Lisa. I was like, I don't know, because even little Eris is like, you got to make something for Buddy, because I'm like, I need to make Indiglo a dress. She's like, you need to make something for little Bud, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'll make him some shorts. I don't know what to make him,
Oh,
but
little
I
vest
love
would be
the
so
best idea.
cute. Oh, look at
Working on herbs, making herbal medicines. Anne, are you going to be in my home apothecary challenge that's in August? Let me know if you're interested and I can add you to the list. Me as well. I'm taking my classes because I started back to my herbal school.
nice.
So I'm excited about that. Yeah. The diagnosis portion is and it's not Western medicine diagnosis. So it's diagnosis TCM way, traditional Chinese medicine way. Yin, yang, talking about deficiencies and repletion and vacuity and all of these different things that I really wanted to grasp. That's what we're focusing on right now.
I dehydrated dandelions and put them in oil for soap.
There you go. Awesome.
She said,
Okay.
me in challenges, but let me know more.
All right. I will email you. You do great with
She
challenges.
does. I will
I know
never
I have a
forget
lot
her in
to
the
do
white
too.
robe with the
Uh-huh.
boxing gloves.
I
That was the
remember
best
that was
video
great.
ever.
That was the best video ever.
I've
All
got
right, guys.
chamomile in oil. I've got
Awesome, Lisa.
marigold, calendula, dandelion. It's all for soap.
Oh, I know. I'm getting the soaping itch, aren't you?
I am. It'll have to wait though.
Yeah, I've thought of a way to fit it into my home apothecary collaboration so that I can get it going. I just need to
Nice.
do it. Yes.
Nice.
I'm going to make it work. I have a medicinal soap I'm going to do.
Oh,
That's
I
good.
love it.
Well, thank you all so much for coming.
Thanks for being
Not
here.
good. The boxing was awesome,
It
man.
was awesome. And then she on the bed.
Yes.
Yes, I have a video on dish soap and it's a bar and I love, love, love it.
Hmm. Yep.
So if
Carol, go
you
check out her video. I haven't made that yet either, and I want to,
I
Lisa.
love that dish soap.
Dying to soap.
That
All right, I
works
better
so
run because I've
well.
got a meeting coming up here in a couple of minutes.
All right, well, we got to get going so you can get there.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Bye,
Hope y'all have
everybody.
a good
Thank you.
week. Bye, everyone.